I've been using the Garmin Forerunner 955 and I'll show you if it's worth it, what it's like, and if you should buy it. I'll cover up some features, what I like, what I dislike. Overall, I think the design is really nice. The only downside of the Garmin is maybe on the bottom, the heart rate sensor sticks out a little bit, and then you always have some marks on your wrist. A little thicker than I used to at the moment. I only have 2 wristbands, so the green ones. If you're using it a lot, you get a lot of moisture, so you need to clean it. I have this tissue strap, it gets around really easily. I really like to wear this daily. It's less hot and less sticky than the rubbery ones. I would like to have some white one as well that matches really good with the Garmin, but yeah, I will see. One of the things that other brands are less good at it is how you stick your straps into it. You really need only to click it, and then with a little button you get it away. Really easy, and in 5 seconds you can change straps. And because I'm almost daily changing my straps, it's not OLED like the 965, but I've run in the sun, in a lot of sun, for example my last race, and you see clearly everything, so it's not a problem. It's just nice to have OLED because you have more brighter and nicer colors, but that's just a little thing, you know. One thing that's really nice is you have a lot of buttons. It is touchscreen, so that's very useful as well. You can turn off the touchscreen for certain trainings, for example swimming, and then you can use your buttons. Battery life, I think it really was an improvement, because before that I was using the Fitbit. Fitbit is more like a healthy tracker, I can say, but not the best in the markets. I was using the Fitbit Versa, but then I went to the Garmin, and really in terms of battery life it's just amazing. I can have between 2 weeks and more depending on my usage and depending on the settings I'm putting, but generally I have around 10 days to 14 days of battery life. Just very good. Mine is solar charging. I've bought it in December. I haven't really felt the difference with the solar. There is not a lot of sun lately, so yeah, we'll see that in the future. I think the charging experience is okay. It's very specific to the Garmin, so you can't really use any other charger for the Garmin, so that's a little downside. You need to carry that little cable, but overall it charges really fast. And if you're going, for example, on a weekend, you just need to charge it before, and you don't even need to take your charger with you, because the battery life is just amazing. Then when it comes to GPS, it really tracks very precise for me the track distances and paces I'm doing. So every time I'm looking back where I run, it's for me really accurate, more than enough. So really happy about that as well. You can set up some different GPS tracking modes, so you can just turn it off. That helps the battery a lot. Use default, it auto selects what it should use. Mostly of the time I'm using that because I'm not in an area where I need to have the best satellites on my GPS. But you have GPS only, then you have all system, better accuracy, and then ultra track. It lowers the battery a lot, but it uses multi-band satellites to really locate you and give you the best tracking. That's really useful when you're running, for example, in a city full of buildings, or for example, if you're running in the forest, really useful for that. I've run a race at Spa-Francorchamps. It's really a circuit that's outside the city, and then I really saw that the Garmin was not really accurate. I like to look at the data. It gives me a lot of data that I didn't use before or I didn't know before. What you're feeling is a lot more important than what your Garmin is saying. Sometimes my Garmin is saying I need to rest or I'm very tired, but I feel really good. I like to follow an in-between. I'm looking a lot at what the data is given, but I'm not only following that. If I felt like I slept well, if my body is feeling good, not sore or something like that, I'm just going for my trainings. Even though the day before I did a hard training and my Garmin is saying you need to rest. I'm looking a lot at the HRV, something I didn't have on the Fitbit. I'm not really deep into those data, but if for me it's green, it's okay for me. Really, I'm more based on this than on trading readiness. because if my HRV is bad, it's because I've been eating not correctly, I've been sleeping bad, I've been maybe drinking some alcohol. Then you really see that the difference on the HRV. So that's for me a lot more important than the trading readiness. It gives you a lot of data, you can play with it, you can look around it, and you're learning at the same time. And it gives me an all-around comprehension about that information. I'm sleeping every night with my Garmin. The only moment I'm not wearing it is, for example, when I'm going out or something, but otherwise all the time using the Garmin. And for my sleep, I find it really important because I see how much or how long I slept. Well, I don't have struggles to sleep, but I really just like to see what it's giving. Garmin also has like Garmin Coach. Okay. So while I was creating this video, I wanted to show you how to use the Garmin Coach, how to create the plan. And because my first Garmin Coach plan was deleted and stopped, I wanted to show you a new one. While doing the new one, I saw some interesting things that I didn't know before. So I was talking about the flexibility of the Garmin Coach, and I was saying it wasn't as flexible as I wanted to be. Why? Because you could only put some running training days and you couldn't mix up your gym training days, for example. So if for me, my day was on Tuesday running, Wednesday gym, and on the Garmin plan it says the other way around, you'd lose that training and it wouldn't come back and it wouldn't really adapt. I really felt like it was getting behind the speed I wanted. I always did the same thing because I was missing trainings, but I was not really missing trainings. I was just training on other days, and that's where the flexibility didn't went as I wanted to. So I'm creating this new plan. Now I saw that you can include some strength training days. We will see how it's going to be, but I still think it's better to create your own plan. I like to know each week which day I'm going to train what training, but on the Garmin, every week is a little different based on your performance, your trainings, your training readiness. Let's try it out. Subscribe to keep updated about those things. If you like this type of content, surely like, because it supports the channel. With that said, let's get back to the video. A lot of different things as well. You can play some workouts and everything in the app and then send it to your Garmin. Really useful. But it also gives a prediction. It's nice to see, and that motivates me a lot, and it's not too far from what I have done, so really realistic. I also chose the Forerunner 955 because you have multiple training sports. For example, you can do a triathlon, and then you can choose for triathlon. You start with swimming, for example, then biking, and then swimming, and you can click easily with the buttons, very easily to change the sport and to track your thing. I haven't used it, but I'm planning to use it because I want to do some triathlons. So that's the reason I also chose this Garmin. One of the things I was really looking into was the Strava integration. So the best Strava integration was with Garmin. It seamlessly connects with the cloud. When your phone is connected, it automatically sends the training to your Garmin app, and that is automatically connected to the Strava. So I never had any problem with that. The only thing is that, for example, I'm just biking inside, it doesn't track my distance. So I can adapt that after on the app, but I can't really adapt that on the Strava. So that's really a little point. You can add some music to the Garmin and then just connect your AirPods to the Garmin directly, so you don't have to run with your phone. I haven't used that feature yet, but I think I'm going to use it because sometimes it's boring to run with a phone on your pocket, in your hands. One thing that not really bothers me, but I would like to have it on the Garmin. I don't know if maybe it is on the high-end models, but it's the notifications. So you get notifications as a smartwatch. I'm not using this as a smartwatch because you get really distracted. So it's not my thing, but I would like to have like only the notifications of my calendar, but you can't really choose which app is sending notifications to your Garmin. It's all or nothing. If you have any questions about features or anything else about the Garmin, just let me know in the comments. The Forerunner 955 is running around 400 euros at the moment. So it really depends on your money. If you're on a budget and you really want a Garmin, you can easily find online some budget friendlier Garmins, but Garmin is typically a little pricier than other brands, but it is just really good. If you are asking my opinion, you definitely should buy a Garmin, and the 955 for me was a really good choice. It has all what I need to. There are some little things I dislike, but you find a way to get around it. Tell me in the comments which sport watch are you using. Is it a Garmin or anything else? Let me know in the comments. I like to know what people are using. This is my review about the Garmin 955 on how Garmin's are, what good things I liked, things I disliked. I hope it gives you more clarity if you wanted to buy it or not. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more about sport videos, personal growth videos, I'm doing sometimes, like today, a review about my sport gear, this time about my Forerunner 955. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see. See you next time. Let's get jacked together.